We're almost across the finish line for the 2021 wheat harvest. Amanda, how has harvest been just in general?
So it has been a little bit of a stop and go. We started 7 to 10 days later than usual, and the high humidity held us a little bit. So at the beginning, especially southwest Oklahoma, we were only able to start cutting the wheat late afternoons because of the high humidity. But overall, yields have been favorable, test weight have been favorable for those fields that were harvested in a good time.
So, and a lot of producers had wheat harvested, but just like a few weeks ago, there was a lot of heavy rains through a lot of part of the state. Did that have any impact at all for the producers who were still cutting?
Yes, it had a little bit. So like I said, test weights were about above 60 pounds per bushel, 64 in some places. And with this recent rainfalls, we are seeing some impact on the wheat crop. So we are seeing that reduction in test weight, but hopefully that will not affect the overall state average.
So in regards to, we've been hearing some reports of producers who are out in the fields and some sprouting issues. Can you talk a little bit about that at all?
Yes, and that is due to all these rains in the past week and people not being able to harvest on time. So sprout damaged wheat can be a problem as far as storage, can be a problem on the flour. So you may see a reduction in falling number, which affect the bread making process. For people considering planting wheat as a seed wheat with sprout damage, they need to consider that the level of sprout damage on the crop. So if they're seeing already the root, the coleoptile emerged from the seed, so that is not a good option for planting as a wheat seed. However, so what I mean is, it depends on the level of sprout damage. People could use that wheat as a seed wheat or not. But if the seeds are just swollen or you see the seed coat split a little bit, that could be used as a seed wheat. Another thing to consider is that a sprout damaged seed may have a lower vigor, and so it's a good idea to run some germination tests right now after harvesting and also before planting to take into consideration to see if they need to make adjustments or not as far as a seeding rate.
Were you surprised at all that it actually turned out to be a fairly decent harvest in regards to quality?
Yes, we had a very cool month of May, and that helped a lot during the grain filling, and that is reflecting now the very good test weights that we had in our crop for the crops that were harvested in a good time. The results are posted on our website for the variety trial, so all locations are harvested by now. You can clearly see the effect of this delayed harvest on test weight in some of the locations, especially in our locations that were harvested last week at Kildare and Keys. People can also see a fungicide response and how that really paid off this year, applying fungicide, especially for very susceptible varieties to stripe rust and leaf rust. And one thing that I really like to emphasize for producers is to look at the results of the variety trials in a location that is nearby theirs, but not only this year's results, but also looking at that 2-year and 3-year average that provides a very good perspective on the variety performance in their field on a long run.
All right, thanks Amanda. Dr. Amanda Silva, Extension Small Grain Specialist here at Oklahoma State University. And if you'd like a link to the wheat variety trial results that she mentioned, go to our website, wheat.okstate.edu.